Welcome to Your Government in Action, a presentation of Bahamas Information Services. Your Government in Action is a program proudly produced by Bahamas Information Services to inform the Bahamian public of the work being done by the government and its agencies on a national level to promote a progressive and prosperous Bahamas. Hello, I'm Tammy Dean. Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Philip Davis, opened debate on the country's mid-year budget statement last Wednesday, giving a somewhat positive outlook for the local economy, saying things are finally heading in the right direction.
This year's statement is particularly noteworthy because it is the first time in several years that it is being produced without the constraints of the emergency orders. The statement provides the Bahamian people with information about the government's fiscal performance against the budget targets at the midpoint of the fiscal year. As you know, we entered office in mid-September, so much of this report covers activities of the previous administration. Our mid-year budget statement spoke to observations on current microeconomic conditions and reported on progress to date regarding public revenue, capital and current expenditure, and public debt and borrowing. I also described how our new approach to the COVID-19 pandemic has had a positive impact on the country. Free testing, the end of emergency orders, reopening of schools. These are all contributing to a brighter outlook for our country. The period covered by the statement only covers 2.5 months of our time in office, mid-September through December. So it is too early for the full effects of many of our policy changes to have manifested itself. However, many early indicators suggest grounds for cautious optimism. Bahamians are overwhelmingly welcoming the fresh approach to our new administration. There is a newfound sense of hope that their lives and the life of the country will improve. We are starting to dig out from the rubble. Our economy is finally moving in the right direction. We are hard at work implementing our blueprint for change, the policy platform which includes our economic plan for our COVID action plan and our COVID action plan. At the end of October last year, a month or so after we were elected, we presented a supplementary budget in order to reallocate government resources to priority areas, prioritize immediate relief for the Bahamian people, and lay the foundation for a robust recovery of the Bahamian economy. 6 months in, Deputy Speaker, we have made important progress. We ended the emergency orders. We ended the curfews. We have conducted tens of thousands of free COVID tests. We have distributed hundreds of thousands of free medical-grade masks. We ended the expensive travel health visa for Bahamians. We hired more nurses. We paid healthcare workers what they were owed. Our hotels are filling up, and our businesses are open. We've got our children back in school and employees back to work. Mr. Deputy Speaker, competence and compassion in government matter. But this is only the beginning. So much more work remains. We look forward to announcing significant new policies and new investments in 2022. We can't afford to stand still. In a time of climate change, geopolitical turmoil, and global pandemics, we need to adapt, to innovate, to grow, to diversify, and to transform. Take prices. Global prices have been rising as demand outstrips supply. The Russian invasion of Ukraine puts upward pressure on oil and food prices, and COVID outbreaks in China are having an impact on manufacturing. Therefore, for Bahamians, the effect of the reduction in VAT to 10%, which falls just outside this reporting period, has been blunted by rising prices caused by global economic conditions. I do not propose to once again recite the full details of our fiscal position in relation to revenue and expenditure, levels of borrowing, and the deficit. I will, however, just draw attention to few salient facts. In respect of revenue, actual and forecast improvements in revenue are being driven in part by more efficient collection of existing tax liabilities, not by the introduction of new taxes. We anticipate that with the lowering of the rate in January 2022, VAT receipts will continue to improve in subsequent periods. In respect of expenditures, I am proud that two key components of that spending relate to putting right some of the unconscionable decisions of the past. We have reinstated the promotions and raises owed to the many hard-working public servants who, for the past 2 years, protected us after Dorian and during the COVID-19 pandemic. And we have increased pension and gratuity payments to provide a cost of living adjustment to our many retired public servants now living on a fixed income. Mr. Deputy Speaker, since June 2021, the ratio of debt to GDP has fallen from a full 100.2% to 96.4%. And the net fiscal deficit has also been reduced compared to the same period in the previous year. In addition to the direct benefit to our economy, these indicators improve our relationship with creditors, investors, and members of the business community. And, Mr. Deputy Speaker, there's no question that the government's interaction with international creditors is yielding results. Major public and private international institutions clearly have a renewed sense of confidence in the government of the Bahamas. Yes. The government recently entered a repurchase agreement with Goldman Sachs International, which is a visible demonstration of this confidence. Under this agreement, security assets are traded for cash, with an obligation to purchase the securities back in 2 years' time. It is important to note that the rate of interest on this repo is 2.4%. This contrasts incredibly favorably with the bond issue that was undertaken by the previous administration just over a year ago, where the rate of interest was 8.95%. The difference in confidence expressed in our administration versus the previous administration could not be starker. They were charged interest of 8.95%. We were charged interest of only 2.4%. Mr. Deputy Speaker, lower costs means less burden on and for the Bahamian taxpayer.
In wrapping up the debate, the nation's leader stated that the mid-year budget statement is an accurate, true, and fair reflection of the current state of the public finances, noting that he is grateful for and proud of the work of the many public servants who have supported government in its production. Stay with us. We'll be back with more Your Government in Action in just a moment. Welcome back. While officials continue to keep watch on what is happening with Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the Bahamas, in consultation with CARICOM partners, has taken important measures. A press release issued by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs advises the public that recent orders from regulators of the financial services sector and the Attorney General direct all local financial institutions to review dealings with Russians, Belarusians, and Belarusian entities on the prescribed schedule and report back to the Attorney General. Those financial institutions have also been directed not to engage in dealings with Russians, Belarusians, and Belarusian entities who are subject to international sanctions. The ministry's presser noted the directive, issued on Sunday, March 13th, from the Central Bank, the Securities Commission, the Insurance Commission, and the Gaming Board, reads in part: regulated entities should apply the highest level of risk management controls to deter the potential for any misuse of the Bahamian financial system in the current global environment and indeed every circumstance. For the purposes of this directive, sanctions include those issued by the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, the European Union, and any other jurisdiction which the group of financial service regulators may specify from time to time. The ministry's statement also advises that foreign ministers of CARICOM have been charged by the heads of government to continue an active review of these matters and keep the heads advised. Minister of State for Social Services and Urban Development, the Honorable Lisa Ramming, is leading a Bahamian delegation at the 66th Commission on the Status of Women in New York. The commission, which began last Monday, March 14th, will end this Friday, March 25th, and is being hosted under the theme Achieving Gender Equality and the Empowerment of All Women and Girls in the Context of Climate Change, Environmental and Disaster Risk Reduction Policies and Programs. Minister Ramming, who has responsibility for gender and family affairs among her other portfolio duties, delivered the Bahamas' statement at the roundtable last Monday. Speaking to a hybrid audience at the meeting, she stated that the Bahamas is serious about addressing climate change and health matters. Minister Ramming told them this island nation has undertaken a number of initiatives to support this claim, including support for the training of women in climate change and health, the elevation of women to key roles in climate change, the environment, disaster, risk reduction, and gender, the latter of which includes her ministry's foresight and the bold initiative in selecting a climate change and health specialist to lead its gender machinery. CSW 66 is being carried live at the United Nations headquarters in New York. You can join the webcast at the link on your screen. More Your Government in Action after this break. Welcome back to Your Government in Action. Two major investment projects on tap for the Family Islands, specifically the islands of Grand Bahama in the north and San Salvador in the south, are back on track following delays brought on by the impacts of COVID-19, and officials couldn't be more delighted. President of Carnival Cruise Lines, Christine Duffy, in making the announcement recently, reiterated Carnival's commitment to its partnership with the Bahamas and noted that the future looks bright.
Representing a $200 million investment, the Grand Bahama Cruise Port will offer guests a spectacular beachfront and exciting Bahamian experiences. The port will offer many job opportunities, including the chance for local entrepreneurs to feature Bahamian food and retail items. It will open the door to Grand Bahama, and we know it will bring a positive economic impact for the local community. Also, $100 million of enhancements are planned for the island of Little San Salvador, home to the beautiful beaches of Half Moon Cay. This project will include a new tender marina and a pier that will accommodate larger ships, including our spectacular new flagship, Mardi Gras, which was inaugurated last year, and Carnival Celebration, which we will unveil later this year in Miami. As we continue to grow our presence in the Bahamas, we will continue to be focused on ensuring positive local impact for the Bahamian communities that surround our ports.
In addition to the Grand Port facility slated for Grand Bahama, Carnival is investing some $100 million for a project on Little San Salvador, where its private island adventure at Half Moon Cay is located. Carnival Cruise Line's president, Christine Duffy.
This project will include a new tender marina and a pier that will accommodate larger ships, including our spectacular new flagship, Mardi Gras, which was inaugurated last year, and Carnival Celebration, which we will unveil later this year in Miami. As we continue to grow our presence in the Bahamas, we will continue to be focused on ensuring positive local impact for the Bahamian communities that surround our ports.
The Marina and Pier project will not only be able to accommodate Carnival's newer and larger ships, it will enable the cruise line to increase the number of guests sailing with them to the Bahamas on more regular itineraries. Duffy's remarks came during Carnival's 50th anniversary celebrations hosted by the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism in Pompey Square. Carnival has been sailing to the Bahamas since its launch in 1972 and has partnered with the Bahamas government over the years on a number of mutually beneficial initiatives.
It is so fitting that we are here for our 50th birthday celebration in Nassau. We have come a long way together, and thank you to the Bahamas for always welcoming our guests and welcoming Carnival Cruise Line. Today, Carnival Cruise Line brings 2 million guests annually to the Bahamas. Today, we have 5 ports of call in the Bahamas, including Nassau, Freeport, Half Moon Cay, Princess Cay, and Bimini. In fact, the Bahamas is arguably one of the most popular destinations among our guests. Our mutual respect with the government and work towards our shared goals have been critical to our success here. Through the years, we have worked together to increase the number of ships registered here, boost our investments in facilities such as the Grand Bahama Shipyard, expand partnerships with local tourism and excursion companies that employ many Bahamian citizens, and strengthen our commitment to safety and environmental protection.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper, also on hand for the momentous occasion, said it is the intention of the Davis administration to empower more Bahamians through this partnership.
Over the years, this cruise line has deepened its stakes in our economy, remaining a loyal, committed partner through times of prosperity and lean years, through adversity and natural disasters, and through recovery. We continue to hold hands today in what is shaping up to be a phenomenal post-COVID rebound. One of the guiding mandates of this New Day administration is the commitment to create more opportunities for entrepreneurship in the tourism sector for Bahamians. Our partnership with Carnival will facilitate this goal as increased opportunities are made available for local businesses, persons with a wide array of services, tours, and excursions. And we are calling today for an even deeper partnership with the Tourism Development Corporation as we seek to bring even more Bahamians into the tourism space.
Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Philip Davis, while congratulating Carnival on what he deemed 50 years of excellence as a giant in the cruise industry, used the opportunity to point out that the Bahamas' partnership with Carnival over the years is a stellar example of what successful, geographically diverse investments can look like.
This is especially critical on islands like Grand Bahama, where investments are needed to stimulate that local economy. I'm personally looking forward to the Carnival Cruise Line port in Grand Bahama, as well as the new multi-cruise line partnership for a shipyard that will provide opportunities for local residents. As my administration seeks to expand the blue economy and increase local opportunities within the sector, that investments like these operate at the intersection of tourism and the blue economy, allowing us to leverage our coasts and waters for the mutual benefit of our people and investors alike. These kinds of investments are what will allow us to take our first steps confidently into a robust and sustainable development of our blue resources.
The sights and sounds of Junkanoo were alive and well at another major cruise line event recently. Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas, currently the world's newest and largest cruise ship, made its maiden voyage into Nassau Harbor on Wednesday, March 9th. A cultural explosion featuring a full-blown water ceremony, rake and scrape music, vibrantly dressed dancers, and of course, Junkanoo, greeted the thousands of cruise passengers disembarking the ship. Among the dignitaries on hand for the momentous occasion were Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Philip Davis, and his wife, Mrs. Anne-Marie Davis, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper, and Royal Caribbean executives. Among more than 300 destinations, the Bahamas remains Royal Caribbean's most popular port of call for passengers. And finally, in this episode of Your Government in Action, it's meant to be an affair fit for royalty. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are on their way to the Bahamas for what promises to be a spectacular time.
We deliberately package this so as to showcase the talent of our people. You will see that displayed at the school and at the various events. The culture of our people, our cuisine will be on display, but most of all the warmth and the love of our people and the resilience of our people, that we are determined that having experienced a Dorian, a Category 5 hurricane, and a pandemic back to back, that we are a people who are resolved and committed to rise. This visit is different from the others in the sense that the others, everything was, as Bahamian people say, was cool. It was nothing happening. This is different in the sense that we're coming out of a tragedy with the Dorian situation, a pandemic right on the heels of that, but through it all, we're being able to rise above that. And we've never lost our spirit. We've maintained ourselves. We've squared our shoulders. We've held our heads high and we look straight, and we're focused. And we look forward to a strong comeback. Our economy is hitting back strong. The cruise ships are here. You look at the tourists in town. Bahamians are feeling good about themselves. They're back to work. That kind of thing, you know, and so that is the essence of who we are and what we're going to display. And we want to show our guests that we admire, as Her Excellency said earlier, we admire the connection between the British and the Bahamas. Her Majesty herself has been here on numerous occasions, and every time it's been a wonderful experience for her. So whatever we do is to show our appreciation. 70 years, if you can imagine that. Queen of the Commonwealth, head of the Commonwealth. That is huge.
It was important for us to ensure that our orange economy was engaged. We have contracted lots of artisans. We have a huge cultural explosion that's planned. Junkanoo will be returned to Bay Street, so we know that the Junkanooers are excited. The Bahamian people are going to be excited. Everything that we have done, it was our aim to inject funds and resources back into our economy by engaging as many professionals, Bahamians, as we can. And so in planning this event months ago, weeks ago, we've spent so much time on it. And our local organizing committee has done a stellar job. We could not have done it without them. We ensured that Bahamians are showcased to the world, that they are placed on the international stage, because we're going to have so much international media here. And so that was important for us. It was also important for us in our planning stages that the events are open to the general public, because this is our queen that we're celebrating. And so we wanted to ensure that, it's not just events by invitation only, but that everyone from every sector of our community, of our country, could be engaged and take part in the activities and the events that we're hosting. So that was extremely important to us. They are the first to come to our rescue every time. We are grateful for their commitment. Whenever there is a natural disaster, the Navy ship is sent here, filled with resources and supplies. And so we've always had an excellent relationship. And we'd like to continue that. And so as the Duke and Duchess come to our country, and this is going to be their country while they're here in the Bahamas, we just want to show them our gratitude for everything that they've done over the years. And we can't just, push that to the side as if nothing has been done. There has been things that has been done when we needed it the most.
That's it for this week of Your Government in Action. Thank you for joining us. I'm Tammy Dean. See you again next week.